I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder. Hi friends, welcome back to Wilder Possibilities, the podcast about entrepreneurs and when did you get the click. And today I have a very special friend on. It's Nina Zokhrabyan.
Very good.
Is that good?
That was good. That was good.
Okay, I love her. I wanted to get it right. I can't stand saying the wrong name. And she is the COO of Christie's SoCal, that was formerly Christie's AKG, with Aaron Kerman, and she's basically, my boss. And I just love her, and I was like, you know what? We need to have some Nina on camera and on the podcast and kind of pull the curtains back, because she is really, you're the one. She's how a lot of these things get done, okay? She is Miss Organization, puts it all together, and become a very dear friend. So thanks for coming.
Anytime. You did try to get me for a few months, so sorry about that.
Nope, stalking her down. I was like, okay. And then I'm like calling the assistant. I'm like, can we put this on her calendar for this date and time? I'm like, yes. But we do have very, very busy job. You have an extremely busy job. So I like to go back to the beginning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How far back?
Where you're from, like when you started, and like what you did before real estate, all of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So where I'm from. I wasn't born in America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I actually was born in Baku, Azerbaijan. I'm Armenian. So we came here as refugees. Came to LA because we had family here. Mm-hmm. I was 6-7 years old. So I basically grew up here. I don't know anything but LA.
But you speak fluent. You grew up with that.
Oh, I speak multiple languages.
Wow.
Fluent in Armenian, fluent in Russian.
Oh, and Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And English.
Listen, I'm a Soviet Union baby. I'm a communist baby, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, this is why I love having a podcast, because I get to learn so much. Okay, amazing.
So, got here, grew up here.
In LA.
In LA.
Okay. There's a large Armenian community.
One of the largest diasporas of Armenian communities is in LA, in the United States. We're about 1.2 million, I think.
Oh, what? Here. And
here.
A lot of it is Glendale.
A lot of it is Glendale.
Yes.
That's where we went.
Yep.
So grew up in Glendale.
Yeah.
Grew up in LA, grew up in Glendale. I went to school here. Real estate is fun.
Yeah.
I actually was working retail while I was going to college. I was like 2021.
Okay, yeah.
I needed a more stable job so I could do my homework.
More stable job, and you try to get real estate?
No,
I was like, wait.
I wanted an office job, and I applied for a receptionist job.
Oh.
A weekend receptionist, so somewhere I could sit and actually do
Oh,
work.
that's perfect. Yeah.
And I got called to Coldwell Banker in Pasadena.
Oh, perfect.
So I got there, got the job, started, and then I kept getting bored, so I kept getting promoted.
Oh, okay. So you would be like, okay.
Yeah.
I
got bored.
Come on, guys. So you were at Coldwell Banker, kept getting bored.
Kept getting bored, so kept getting promoted. Because I was like, oh, what is this? This is fun. What are you doing? I want to learn what you're doing. And kept getting promoted. And guess what? I got in Coldwell Banker in 2006. Right before the crash.
Oh my gosh.
So it was madness. Everybody's selling houses. Everybody's making money. Everybody's buying a house. Remember that time?
See, I was still in fashion, but it was like that in fashion too. It was unhinged. Everybody was just like, money. It was
everywhere.
Like everywhere. Yeah. I had a concierge business. It was like printing money. It was, yeah.
I remember the manager at the time, he told me, he goes, Nina, you should get into real estate. Why don't you get into sales? Because you'll be really good at it. And being young, I was like, no, I'm going with my career. I don't want to do sales. I don't want to do any of this.
Yeah.
I actually got 2 bachelor's of science degrees in science. So completely different field. I was going into forensic science.
That's what I was going to wonder. Oh, so detailed. You're
Very
so
detailed.
detailed. This one.
Yeah.
So you were going to be. Oh.
So I have 2 degrees. I have a biotech and medtech degree.
Oh my. Wait, were you going to go not medical sales but medical?
No, forensic science.
Oh wow.
Just
you're going to be on
science.
CSI.
Yep.
You were in the back.
Yeah, I actually was volunteering with the LAPD.
Yeah. You were
the CSI division while I was going to school.
You were a crime solver. I love that. Well, I think you are still.
Still to this day.
She's a crime solver. Okay. Aaron, you heard it here first.
He knows.
Oh, he's aware. Oh my God.
So I was always behind the scenes. I like the behind the scenes of the business better. And then 2008 happened. I got laid off, as a lot of people did. Then I was doing various jobs, being assistant to various agents. I had to get a retail job, but I always had my foot in real estate.
Okay. Yeah.
Just always, because I was still helping out agents, being an assistant.
So that's what you were moving from the receptionist to.
Oh no,
you did TC, right?
I did TC,
transaction coordination, which is
I did
crazy important job. Yeah.
I did that. Then I was assisting agents. Then I did a little bit of marketing. Whatever they were needing.
Whatever
they needed, whatever they had, I was helping them out. While I was going to school, I graduated.
Yeah.
When I graduated, a friend of mine knew somebody at Keller Williams that was looking for a transaction coordinator.
Okay, yeah.
And I had a very extensive resume for transaction coordinating, and she gave my resume to her friend and said, let's just see, you need a job, you're out of college until you're done applying for what you're looking for. Just
do this.
Just do this. I was like, okay, great. So I did. I was at Keller Williams for 3 years because I started thinking, well, I keep getting promoted.
Yeah. So I must be good at this.
Let me see how this goes, because if I had to start with forensics, I had to start at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the pay was less. I was like, let me just see. Right?
Yeah.
I'd never in a million years, if you would have asked me, would you ever be in real estate, I would have said no.
Oh yeah, no.
Not at all.
No, I'm gonna do the medical field, like I'm doing research.
I'm doing science, I'm doing this, I want to solve crimes, I'm like DNA, all of it, right? And then I remember I got a call for John Arrow Group.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were looking for a transaction coordinator to head a department because they were building an in-house department.
Oh, yes, okay. That was happening a lot.
That was happening a lot.
And what year was that though? Was that 2011?
No, that was 2014.
Oh, even longer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So 2014, I got a call from them saying that they're looking for somebody, but they knew me because of my work as a transaction coordinator. They knew my name. Now, since the beginning, I've always liked to be behind the scenes.
She is behind the scenes.
People don't really know my face. They don't know what I look like, and I kind of love it, so that this might...
It's going to mess up your image here.
Just a little. So if I go anywhere, you don't know who I am and what I look like.
I know. She's really like, not really into a photo right now. I was like, okay, cool.
And back then, social media wasn't big, so we didn't have any of that. And I like being undercover in a sense.
You're BTS, behind the scenes, right here.
That's great. So they knew my name, they knew my work. They hired me on the spot. I went over. A year into it, I was building the department. I had 98% retention, and there was 2 people in the office that I didn't work with. And that was Sally Foster Jones.
Yeah.
Because she had her own team with her own TC and everybody. And Mr. Aaron Kerman.
Oh, okay.
Because he had his own assistant that did all of his TC.
Oh, okay.
Work and all of that.
Oh, gosh.
So his
poor thing.
Assistant quit and went to open up his own thing, and they did their own business, Mercer Vine.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm very connected if you think about it.
Interesting.
And in 2015, Aaron Kerman was like, can you come and work with me?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I'm sure he was just, like, beside himself. Like
that. At first, he didn't want to work with me. After he started working with me, he didn't want to work with anybody else and wanted to take me away from
the
Brokerage, company. Oh, it was no joke. It was a 3-month negotiation of me leaving and joining him.
Oh, yeah. He is Very convincing.
Very persuasive.
That guy.
I bought into the dream because he had an idea to form a now called a mega team. But back then his idea was like, I don't want to hide agents under my name. I just want them to shine.
Yeah.
And I liked that because I wanted something new and I was doing something. And I never, still till that day, did not think that I was going to be in real estate completely.
Yeah.
I had my foot out the door, one foot out the door, because I was still looking for a job, still trying to figure out what I wanted to go into my field, because I had these 2 degrees. What am I going to do with it, right?
Oh my gosh. Isn't that so funny?
And then when Aaron was like, no, come work with me. I have this idea. I have this thing, blah, 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 blah. I sat there and I looked at myself and I thought to myself, I said, this is me half-assing this job. And I called it a job. I didn't call it a career.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were still just like, oh, this is my job, whatever.
This is just a job, 9 to 5. I clock in, clock out.
Yeah. You were not all in. Yeah.
Not all in. Emotionally, mentally, physically.
But still crushing it.
In.
Yeah.
And I said, if I did this half-ass and I've gotten to
promoted,
and it seems like I could do more. What would happen if I actually wholeheartedly focused on it
and applied yourself to it, like all in?
All in. And that was my aha moment. And I was like,
oh, that was your click.
That was my click.
Oh, that's what brought you from and we're gonna let go of biology. We're gonna let go of forensics.
Let go.
Yeah,
it's going. Let's see. Let me put my all into it. Let me put my 110% into it, and let's see where I could get to. And once I did that, here I am now.
Yeah, it unlocked.
It unlocked. It completely unlocked. And I said, okay, this is not a job anymore. It's a career.
Yeah. So it's all coming up on 10 years with him.
Coming up on 10 years with
him? Wow. Yeah. And that's a lot of work.
And nobody really knew who I was unless they worked with Aaron or they worked at the brokerage and they knew of me.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked it that way for a very long time until he told me, because, you should get social media. And he forced me into it, by the way.
Yeah.
He forced me into it, and I'll give him all the credit. And he said I need to do it. And I said, okay, let me think about it. Finally did it on my own terms, with my own way.
Yeah.
And now I'm finally trying to get, I don't want to say recognized because I already know, but I am trying to be open to the idea of people knowing who I am.
Yeah, you've done so much.
So much.
Yeah. So so from starting that, then how did it start growing? Because I think, wasn't he the biggest mega team in LA? Like one of the biggest mega teams ever.
We started operating. So when I started with Aaron, it was him and like 5 agents, and we weren't really
kind of like how I am, like myself, and exactly.
But you were a little bit you are more organized than he was at that time.
Well, we're crazy organized.
Yeah.
And so that's why we connected. And you're like, oh my gosh, wait, you're already using Monday? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you guys. She was like, oh my God. And you're doing this? And I'm like, yeah. And I'll send you the link of all of our vendors. And you're like, what? You have that at all? I'm like, yes, we are very, it is.
He did not do that.
Yeah.
And so I had to organize the back end.
Yes. You came in to do that. It's such an important job.
But also, him and I were learning at the same time because both of us never did this.
Nobody
no one.
And nobody, by the way, nobody teaches that to you. Like when we got Monday, we had to figure out every section and where it went, and it's trial and error, and let's change this, and there's not like a system.
No.
You know what I mean? That's why I have my course.
I almost made a mistake by going with Salesforce because it was the new best thing back then, and everybody was using it. Then I realized Salesforce is for a bigger company. Mm-hmm. And they have dedicated people to build it out, this, that, the other. If I don't have anybody to build it out and I'm a small firm, I don't need it. I need something that is more templated, easier for me to do. User friendly.
Oh my God.
Go on, but still has the ability to grow.
Yeah.
Thankfully didn't use Salesforce.
Yeah.
No offense to Salesforce. It's a great
But it's for these huge corporations that you hear.
Corporations.
Yeah.
We're not there
yet. That have thousands of salespeople. Yeah.
So I used all of my knowledge, which was funny because everything happens for a reason.
Yes, of course.
I used all my knowledge from the previous positions that I had at the brokerage because I kept getting promoted.
Yeah,
And
so
I
you
kept
knew
doing-
all, you
I
could
knew
do
the back
every
end. I knew
job.
the back end to the point. Now I didn't know it thoroughly, but at least I had an idea of most of the applications and everything that they used. So combine that with Aaron and I, we just kind of grew, and I grew more on the back end to operating
Yeah.
and organizing and creating, and then he grew the front end of the sales and being the face of the company.
Because he was the face, but not just that. He's doing sales, selling the homes,
Sales.
but he's selling, getting people on his team.
Correct.
That's his thing. So, because people keep asking me all the time, that's why they just changed it to Christie's SoCal versus Christie's AKG, or with Aaron, because people are like, oh, you're on his team. I'm like, no. No, I'm the team. I'm the Aaron.
You're the entity.
And so it's my own business. It's my own S corp and everything. But then it's like I am at his brokerage, so that's why it's
We
smart to take the name out, and it's just Christie. So it's like Sotheby's, Christie's, Compass. It's not just like, oh, I'm on Aaron's team. But for a long time it was, he just had this crazy massive team, like 150 agents.
We did. We were operating a pseudo brokerage within a brokerage.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
We got to the point that we were so big, we had our own little space.
Yeah, they gave you the space.
Yeah, they gave us the
space. You
space.
were at Compass, yeah.
We were at Compass, but we were detached. We were autonomous to Compass. We had our own staff. We had a lot of things. Again, pseudo brokerage. We were operating as we were kind of now.
But how was it how did it work with the John Arrow group? Wasn't that sold? Was that just, oh my gosh. I feel like that was when I was like first starting, and there was so much drama with all the brokerages, and there was like some news out every day, and I was like, I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm like, this sounds fascinating. Everybody's talking and posting about it. I'm just like little old me, like, oh.
Okay.
But I wanted to.
Before all of this happened, I've only been at 2 brokerages. John Arrow was my 3rd. Aaron has been to 3 brokerages, and then John Arrow was his like 4th, right? Yeah. We're very loyal people, so when we like open up with a company, we're working with that company unless something. So before then, we were like, oh, okay, we're like boutique-y, da-da-da. All of a sudden, one day we get the news that John Arrow was sold to Pacific Union.
Yes,
so
that was what it was.
Pacific Union. Yeah, we're like, okay, all right. It's a California company. It's a Northern California company. They're just doing across the state. They're going to be a big force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. We said, okay. We met with the heads. We liked them. We had a similar contract. No problem. Okay. Yeah. Before we could even settle into Pacific Union,
I remember
we get the announcement again the day before. Hey guys, we just sold to Compass.
Yeah. You're like, what the heck is this?
What the heck, and what is happening right now? Compass was a New York company that was coming into LA, and they tried coming into LA, and they tried to build something in LA. It didn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It was not working. So their strategy was, you know what? I'm going to buy a company.
Buy it up. And they bought everything.
Bought it up. Because Pacific Union bought John Arrow Group, Partners Trust, and Gibson.
Yeah. All at the same time.
Like around the same time.
Within a few months.
Within
a few months. All of it.
Within a few months. Then they sold that package to Compass.
Yeah. That's just this whole background of all these,
It happened in such a short period of time that we're just thinking to ourselves, what do we do? Do we move? Do we stay? What should we do? And Aaron and I talked about it. We sat there. We said, okay, you know what? Let's see the contract that they're going to bring to us. Let's see what they're going to offer us. Let's hear them out and then go from there. The contract was very similar to what we had at John Arrow and Pacific Union. Yeah. They let us be autonomous. They let us do our own thing. They gave us the space. They said, you know what, you can keep the space. That's yours. Don't worry about it. Do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. So we had the same terms. We said, okay, let's try them out. Let's give them a reason. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Then it got to the point that we were too big. Compass has a specific style. Compass has a specific culture.
Yes, they do. And I was there too. Mm-hmm.
It works for a lot of people, and it doesn't work for others, right? For us, at the size that we were at, the vision that we had, and what we wanted to get to, it didn't fit into their agenda. It just didn't align.
Yeah.
The goals didn't align.
But you were there a long time, like 4 years or something.
3 years.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3 years. We were there for 3 years. It just didn't align, which is fine. Not that they're bad, not that anything really happened.
No,
it just didn't align with them.
Yeah.
We wanted something else. They wanted something else. They're going in a different direction. We didn't believe in that direction.
Yeah.
And so that's when we decided to open up our own. But I think we did, this is going to be like a backhanded compliment, but I think we did such a good job promoting AKG and the team that when we opened up the brokerage, people couldn't understand that we opened up a brokerage. They just thought we moved brokerages.
And yeah. Because they already thought you were.
Yeah.
They already thought you were a
We
brokerage.
were who we were. They thought that we were a mega team, which was true. It didn't translate. The messaging did not translate into a brokerage. They just thought we went to Christie's. And we were at Christie's.
I know, and all the people joining were on a team.
All
were on
the
his
people.
team.
And we sat
I
there.
know, I've had to explain that a lot, actually.
We had to explain that a lot. And we're like, why isn't anybody wanting to join us? Why can't we recruit? What is happening? And then we would understand the challenges. So we started addressing the challenges.
Yeah.
But we couldn't make such a big splash immediately because we just made it. We just changed.
Yeah.
So we couldn't change the name again.
Yeah, you just did this summer.
We just did this summer, but we tried to do it.
You did it like a year and a half later from opening.
Yeah, a year and a half.
I know. I'm good at timelines.
I love it.
I remember the timeline. Okay, so that's when you did, and how is that? How has it been having a brokerage? Because now you're like running a brokerage. I mean, that's hard.
We had a very serious conversation when we sat down, and Aaron's like, do you think we should open it up? Open the brokerage. And I said, we already run a pseudo brokerage, but there's a lot more that we don't handle on the back end.
Yeah.
That was supported by Compass, John Arrow, Pacific Union.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It was at the time. And I told them, we're gonna need help in terms of
this just
personnel.
can't be you running the
It just can't. We need personnel. We need to grow. We need to have all of these things in place, and it's gonna take some time. She said, okay, and then we didn't get that much time.
It just happened.
We had to go because of how big we were, the acquisition and everything that was happening. So we had a very limited time period.
Yeah.
To get it off the ground. I think it was like a month.
But
a month and a half to get everything sorted and launch on November. I think it was like 15th. Or something.
But because did Christie's approach you? Or can you say? I don't know.
So we had conversations with Christie's previously. Mm-hmm. We didn't like their model because they changed it. Mm-hmm. And we stopped that. It kind of died out until they went back and App Properties actually purchased the rights to Christie's real estate.
Oh, okay.
So App Properties out of Chicago. They purchased the rights to Christie's real estate and they started franchising it out again just the same way that they used to have with affiliates from before.
Yeah.
Because at one point Christie's decided that they're going to do brick and mortar and they're going to be the brokerage.
Oh, they were trying to take it in-house again.
Yeah.
And not have
affiliates, not have the
franchises. Yeah.
Then that's what we didn't want. So we didn't want to be another team at a brokerage. We wanted to run the brokerage.
Yeah, because you already did that.
We already did that. It was going to be a lateral move.
But then how many talks did you guys have about just saying, okay, well, we're big. We don't need a Christie's. We don't need a franchise. We don't need a Forbes or whatever these things are.
Actually, we never did. We, on the contrary,
that was never a chat.
It was a chat, but it was so insignificant because we realized very quickly that we needed to make sure to give our agents all of the tools that they need to succeed. Everything. So they needed to stand out. You need to stand out.
But also to have affiliates with other people around the country and around the globe.
Yep. And the best way to do that is affiliate yourself with a luxury brand.
Big brand, yeah.
With international and national presence.
Yes.
With a brand that lasted for I don't know how many hundreds of years.
Sophisticated luxury brand. Yeah.
Something that we are were as AKG, we wanted to present to the agents. We wanted to give them the double threat. And funny enough, at the same time that we were planning this, other big brokers, as you know, in our area started opening up their own shops. So it went, and it was really funny because when I started at Coldwell Banker, I saw all the boutiques die out and come together into big corporates, and that was the thing, is to be corporate.
Yeah, that it was Berkshire Hathaway. It was all the big ones.
The big ones. Now I'm seeing a trend, and it's going backwards. It's going into boutique brokerages. So you have a bunch of different top agents
that broke off.
They opened up their own thing.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. But we needed to give something else to our agents that, again, you could stand out from the pack.
Yeah.
What is it? Great. Forbes, too new. Didn't really know it at the time. We always loved the Christie's name.
Yes, of
course. Always. Aaron was actually at Hilton and Highland when Hilton and Highland had Christie's.
Oh, they were affiliate with that.
So Hilton and Highland was the affiliate.
Yeah. A franchisee?
Well, back then it was an affiliate.
Okay, it's called affiliate. Okay,
so it was Hilton and Highland in LA. That was theirs. For over 10 years they had it.
So he was with them.
He was with them. He already knew about it.
Yeah.
And he liked it. I just liked Christie's from the auction house.
It's
synonymous, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know Christie's, it's
you're just like, oh wow, okay, that's gonna be so chic, yeah.
Yeah. And I do remember the real estate end that they had it, and that because Hilton and Highland had it, and Dilbeck out in the valley had it. So I was always around it as well. I knew the Christie's name.
Yeah.
When we had the opportunity to open up, we wanted something. We wanted an edge, and we both liked Christie's. That's the one thing I can tell you, and you know this. Aaron and I don't always see eye to eye.
Yeah.
One thing we agreed, we were like, Christie's.
Oh, that's great.
Christie's, and let's go.
Yeah. Perfect. And that's how
it started, and that's how it became Christie's.
And they came.
And it was good timing because the other agents opened up their brokerages, which is very nice because now we're kind of going away from the
just
corporates
the huge ones,
and
for me with the corporate, I just didn't love it. It seemed more because a lot of these corporate brokerages are based out of New York, and so they don't really understand the California model, and they don't really love our model, and so they're not very helpful. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I'm doing so well, and they're just like, it doesn't matter. Like it just didn't really matter to them, and I was like, okay, well this is a corporate problem. It wasn't even the people here in LA.
Yeah,
like they were upset too. They're like, oh gosh, and then I was like, I'd love for it to be more boutique and more like where I have access to talk to the right person that makes a decision versus like somebody I've never met in New York.
Yeah, well, the problem with all of the corporates were multiple things. One, some of the corporates, and you know them, they didn't have staff, and I shouldn't say staff. Their leadership didn't have real estate experience.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And so when you have somebody that is making the global decisions for the entire company, for all of the agents, that does not know real estate, is a little tricky.
Yeah, like they were really off. Yeah,
off. To that I didn't like. The second part is you're right. Most of the corporation leadership was based out of the East Coast.
Yeah,
most of it,
and they do things very differently.
Very, very different
on the East Coast, and
state to state, it's different.
Totally.
Hell, up North California to Southern California is different.
Oh yeah, even from the agenting side about how they do like pre-inspections, and here they don't as much, or just things like that, like just non-contingent. I mean, just even those things from transactions are different. Just 6 hours away in a car.
I mean, New York doesn't use escrow companies; they use lawyers.
We
use escrow companies.
Yeah, and their transactions can take like 3 months. Ours are like 20 to 30 days. Yeah, it's so different. Yeah,
very different. So when you have people that don't have experience in the market that you're working
you're in,
and their decisions are affecting your business, is a little different.
Yeah.
It's not.
I didn't like it.
again, it's not for everybody, right? So it wasn't right for us, and we wanted to do something where we had a little bit more control of the local market, but still had the presence of the international
Of the
and
internet,
national,
yeah.
which is very important to us because in LA, it's a hotspot of all types of people.
Oh, yeah.
From everywhere. Everywhere. People come in from out of state, out of country, and we need to have that connection to the different states and to the different countries.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we wanted Christie's.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, great, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't easy. Do I regret it? No, because I just like to learn things and challenges.
Yeah.
Was it a lot? Yes. Did you see me for a few months? No.
Yeah, you were underground. You were like, oh my God.
I was underground. I mean, the NAR settlement didn't help that much either because as soon as I got a break and I was breathing, all of a sudden we get this NAR settlement stuff that we have to all abide by. So that was a moment. But it's better now. I don't regret going with Christie's. I don't regret opening up the brokerage.
Because sometimes you hear Aaron say like, oh my God, it was way more than I ever thought.
Yes.
Him saying it. It's so funny.
But you have to understand, I come from the operation side.
Yeah.
So I've already seen these things. Aaron comes from the agent side.
He's just a sales guy.
He's a sales guy.
Yeah. He's the best at that. So.
Well, were we both shocked at how much it is? Him more than me. Because I already had some experience with it.
Yeah.
But was it a lot? Yes. Are we still learning? Yes.
Yeah.
Are we still growing? Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Was it worth it? I think so.
Yeah. No, it's been great. Yeah. So you have the Beverly Hills office.
I have the Beverly Hills office.
And you keep growing that. You've added new square footage.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out of space. So headquarters is Beverly Hills. Then we have the Brentwood
office. Where I am. Yes.
A very curated office.
Yeah.
Which I love. Then there
I know, it's a great office, yeah.
Then there's the Valley office. We have it in Encino, but we are growing out of it, so we're going to move.
Oh, wow. Okay. Heard
I'll
it here
announce
first.
that to you.
I know. I'm like, well, I'm glad this comes out in like a month. Yeah.
So we will be moving that. And then we are currently opening up Newport Beach.
Yeah, Newport. Yeah, you have an agent down there. That's a big
we
one.
have We have a couple agents down there, and we are in the process of opening up an office.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah. So is that what are your goals? Because you've been there almost 10 years. You guys have done so much together.
So much.
Yeah. Like you're like a old bickering married couple.
Yeah.
Those two together.
We are. Yes.
Like when I first met, she's like, I'm not going to always agree with what he says. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, great. Whatever. No, they're so respectful of each other, but also you have your own opinions. And he has his opinions, and yeah.
And I think that's what makes it work well.
Yeah.
Because we could provide...
You're not a pushover with... No.
And he's not either. So we could provide two different aspects to a situation and see and work through it and figure out what the best option is.
Yeah.
Instead of just solely going in one direction, in one way.
Yeah. And then getting Michael Williamson, that was a big thing.
That was...
huge. To have an actual manager. Because you trying to be a manager, that was unhinged.
Oh,
That was so that was not fun.
I don't think I slept.
I don't know. You were you'd be like calling me back at like 8:30. You're like, I'm just going down my list. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get to you. I'm like, I get it. You know, I'm like very understanding. Yeah.
Yeah. That was insane. So that was one of the things that we, when we decided to open up the brokerage, we were going to need this. So we had a whole plan, right? At some part of the time, so at this phase we need this, at this phase we need that, at this phase we need this. And when we were looking for somebody to be our broker of record and manager, we were very specific because we needed people that were like-minded in culture and
been in it for a long time too, like really knew.
Really know. We've worked with Michael Williamson back at John Arrow.
Yeah.
So when this came up again, we're like, do you think he wants to retire? Does he want to do some more? Like, what is he doing? Like, we just didn't know.
Yeah.
When we started having the conversation with them, it felt like home because We just worked with each
You
other
just
for a
knew-
long
knew
time.
him, yeah.
We already knew, he knew us, we knew him. We aligned on a lot of the topics and a lot of how leadership should be. One thing that personally I don't like is that brokerage has lost sight of who the client really is.
The client is us. The client is the agent.
The client is the agent.
Because without the agents, there's no clients.
And unfortunately, a lot of brokerages did lose that. They lost sight of that. For us, it is the agent. That's how you get your revenue. That's how you get your business. That's how you get your marketing done. That's how everything thrives is the agent. So let's not take that focus away from them. Now, I'm not talking about every agent because a lot of agents could be, bratty, but
No, we know.
everything has its limits. But at the end of the day, you're a client.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, and that's how Aaron sees it, and that's how Michael sees it, and that's what a brokerage is.
Yeah.
So taking him from Sotheby's, that was fun.
I had just left.
Love it.
I had just left. They were not.
I know.
Yeah.
It was great because we got you, and then we were in talks with him. I was like, oh, great, we're going after yourself.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. And they were not thrilled.
No disrespect to Sotheby's. I think that they build an amazing brand, and I think one of the most similar brands out there to Christie's is Sotheby's because they do the same thing. It's auction house, international,
super luxury, high end.
The difference is that they have a corporate side and they have their affiliate franchises. With Christie's, you don't really have a corporate. All of them are affiliate franchises.
Yeah, because it was different because sometimes I would meet people at these big events that were at the Sotheby's franchise, and things were run much differently, and, in my opinion, better than at the corporate. Because they had the secret person in New York upstairs making these weird decisions that you're like, what?
Yeah, this way it's localized to the markets, but at the end of the day, the majority and the basics and the culture is the same throughout the network, which is great because it gives us the room to run the brokerage in the manner that we need to here in LA, in Orange County, basically Southern California.
Yeah, right? That's what SoCal,
which is amazing. So when we got him from Sotheby's, that was great. We got you from Sotheby's, that was awesome. Yeah. And I loved it because you just went from, one floor to the next.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. We just went upstairs. I was like, oh, gosh. But it was fine. I did it in a very kind way. We always on good terms everywhere because I've been at a lot of different places. And a lot of people ask me, too. They'll always be, oh, yeah, well, your next thing would just be open up your own brokers. And Clark and I, he's a broker. He is an attorney. We're both just like, no. Okay,
I do not recommend
zero chances. You heard it here. People love to ask me that, and I'm like, are you guys, that is not my strength here. I don't want to be doing that back end. We already do, I just want to be
in a smaller
shining.
Scale,
yeah.
In a smaller scale, you already do that with the team.
I do that with the team, and I love that, and I love, I'm similar with Aaron. I love building people up and how you guys are, and giving them the space. Even on our socials, I'm never like, oh, I'm going to hide. It's like, no. We want to do videos together, show them, see who they are, because it's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like in the beginning when I first was in real estate and I saw all these teams. And what they did is they hid the names of the agents on the team and they ran all under the lead agent.
No.
Nobody knew who was on their team truly.
No.
Because you're just kind of dealing with somebody and all of a sudden it's somebody else's name and it's the leader and he comes in or she comes in and it's, negotiations here and you're like, well, who are you?
Yeah.
I've never dealt with you. That part was, I think, egotistical.
Oh, yeah.
To a degree. Mm-hmm. And we didn't like that. So what the fun part about it, Aaron and I, is for every aspect of the business, we looked at what we didn't like and what we liked, and we tried to put it together.
Yeah.
To create, at first, AKG, and then now Christie, Southern California.
Yeah.
So, opening up a real estate office, though, a true brokerage, not for everyone.
No.
Not
Don't
for
worry
everyone.
about that.
For a very long time, for about 10 years, we didn't do it either, but we just kept growing to the point.
No, you were like your own broker. Yeah.
We were our own brokerage, so it was just the most logical thing to do at that point. Hey, do it yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because at one point, I guess 2022, I had like, Grant, how many were we were like 15, 16 people. I was just like, I don't know what I think of this. And so for a while, we've just stayed this like core group, and I'm very grateful for it. And then, I mean, I think next year I'll be ready to grow. And like, I think a really good part too with this, what you've been able to help me to, is that I'm a Capricorn. I just saw this thing the other day that said like, how long does it take each of these signs, to trust somebody? And it was like Capricorn, 1 second for me. Okay. Like that is out of control. So I'm like, you're my new, bring it in, until you give me a reason not to trust. And then it's all over. But it's like, so I've been like, okay.
Yeah, Nina. You're like the court system, innocent until proven guilty.
I am every time. It literally said that. I was like, Capricorn, 1 second. I was like, oh God. And then it was Katie, Aquarius. How long does she take? 90 seconds. It's like the two of us cannot make this.
Wait, where was Sagittarius on this?
I gotta look it up. I think it's like years or something like that. There was something that was literally like years. I was like, perfect. So now with different things, I'm like, okay, Nina, please, can you come in and try to, because I'll just be like, yeah, come on. And she's like, no. we did one interview to this girl, and she's like, yeah, you would be a really great agent, but you will be a terrible assistant. And I was like, oh my God. I would have literally hired her. Like, she would be working for me, and then it would not have worked out because she wouldn't ever want to really be an assistant, and that would be a bad place, and then it would be so, no. So you just saved me a lot of time and energy and money. Thank you so much. So anyway,
very welcome.
It's good. It's good to have. And I do think with Christie's too, what I've loved is I love everybody that works there. Like, our marketing girl, like, incredible, so helpful, so amazing. Like, I didn't have a lot of that support at other brokerages before, and I really like the people that you have. People are very young and like really get it, and like trying to like be
young in spirit,
but
forward thinking, young in spirit, wanting to grow. The thing is, they're adapting to the times.
Yes, the times.
Everybody in our brokerage, from agents to staff, are understanding that the times are changing.
It changes.
So you need to adapt to it.
Yeah,
you can't hold on to the past.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, even, oh my gosh, because of the PR team, they have me speaking at the car forum for like 400 agents about AI. I mean, I am the most non-techie human alive, but I was like, fine, I'm taking it on because I want to learn. You know what I mean? I would never go learn AI if I wasn't like forced to do a 45-minute talk about AI for real estate agents.
But you use it. You just don't know you use it.
Yes, but so that's part of the talk. That's part of the talk. So it's like 5 different things that we're using. So anyway, learning it all, you can hear the talk. But it's like, because I want to be innovative and do it. And I just came out and just told you my new thing is how I will be, and I will be the first person to sell a house on TikTok Live. I'm just going to say it because if you say it, it comes true. So, but like that you're open to me saying that. I feel like if I was at a different brokerage and went to that has like the corporate thing, they'd be like, oh, no. There would be way too many rules for that. And I'd be like, yeah, you're just like, cool, let's figure it out. Yeah.
Let's figure it out. I mean, we were one of the first people, I don't know if you remember, auctioning off a home.
Yes, and that's what I was just saying on the thing, that it's almost like similar, be like an auction / sale on a live.
Yeah.
How wild.
That's how it is. I mean, you just have to have the idea and then the backing to do it. That's all it is. So if you have a great idea, which is why I think Aaron and I work so well together, he's
so open.
Oh, he's so open.
He's not like one to be like, no.
No.
He's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
He has gotten me to be more of a visionary.
Yes.
Than anything else. But I have gotten him to start asking the questions on the back end.
Yeah, like, how can we do this?
How can we do it?
Yeah.
right? That's why
You're a good team.
We're a very good team about that. Because he'll have these out-of-the-box ideas, and then he'll come to me and be like, Neat. How should we do this? And I was like, hold on, what's your idea again?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a few days. Let me figure
exactly.
this
Let
out.
me noodle on this.
Let me just do some research. Let me see how I could put it together. What's allowed? What's not allowed?
Yeah.
How do we do it? See, the thing is, I'm a problem solver.
Yeah. Well, that's what life is.
That's what it is.
Solving problems, and that's
24/7. I think my science background helped me a lot with that.
It did.
I don't want to name any names, but a few of the agents used to call me the fixer. And it's like, what are you talking about? And then, you know, in the mob or like in these, in the entertainment world.
The consigliere.
Yeah, in the entertainment world, they have these fixers that come in. If like something happened to the talent and they're involved in something, they'll call these fixers in Hollywood. And the mob has them too. It's kind of like mimicked after that.
Of course.
And I said, oh yeah, I know. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of like that. So whenever we have a problem, we'll just call you and you come in and fix it.
Yeah. So that's what I said. You're a crime solver. You're still doing it.
Maybe hide the crime.
Yeah, hiding the crime. So, yes, that's how it is.
But yeah, so you came up with an idea, and it's great because it's something new. It's on a platform that is being used by everyone.
Yeah, for sales. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you're selling everything on TikTok Shop, why can't you sell a house? Just figure out how to do it the right way.
Right here.
That's it.
Right here.
Talk to legal.
Yeah.
Make sure you have all of the disclaimers.
It'll be fine.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I know. And, I mean, TikTok will be happy. It's a large item.
Yeah, it's a
for
very
them.
large item.
They'll be thrilled. Yeah. So, I mean, because I'm going on 10 hours to sell something else with my friend to, like, learn the whole
Still don't
business.
understand why it's 10 hours, but okay.
I know. But I'm going to
That's a marathon.
But I'm going to crush it.
Telethon?
And so, yeah.
Tickathon?
It's a telethon. It's literally like that. I'm like, oh, yeah. But we're going to do it. So, I don't know. I just love that you're open, and when we were like, oh, we could do this or do that, you're just like, well, sure. Let's see how we do it.
Let's figure it out.
So, yeah.
Why not?
Because, I am like a crazy rule follower, so that's why I do call her all the time. So I want to make sure I'm not, because I really am like, everything's buttoned up. And then I get to call Michael now.
Yeah.
He's so helpful.
Very.
So it's been good.
So you have like the best of both worlds. You will have both of us, and we'll try to figure it out. What's the best way of getting it accomplished?
Yeah. And to the finish line.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do we do this? With the lowest liability possible.
Oh yeah. No,
That's
no.
it.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day,
knock
we're
on
in
wood.
sales.
Never. Knock on wood. I've never had anything so far. So I want to say that. So just always protecting. I mean, that's like my background with my lawyer husband, dad, and brother. But so, what do you think the future is? Do you like to talk about that or not?
Future of what?
Well, you're engaged.
Oh,
so that's
you're married.
You're basically married. Okay,
married.
Well, that's amazing. But with the Christie's, and you think you'll be there a long time? You're gonna keep growing it. Do you want to go to other states?
So kind of a loaded question.
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It was like 17 questions
in one. I do think I'm going to be there for a while, unless something changes, right? I like to be at a place that is constantly growing.
Yeah.
Or learning, trying new things. So if we're growing, it's great. If I'm learning, it's great.
Yeah.
I think that we are in uncharted territories right now.
Yes, with all this new.
As a brokerage and as a field, with everything that is happening.
I agree.
We do have a plan of growing, but selective growing. One thing that we could all agree on is we don't want to go corporate. That is number one thing.
Well, you'll lose a lot of people.
Well, you'll lose me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
can't
corporate.
do it. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. I can't do corporate. So we do want to grow, but selectively, strategically in certain markets that I think the brand will do well in.
Yeah.
And there's a need for it, right? Expand it in LA because LA is such a big territory. LA County is such a big territory.
So big, yeah.
And I see
so maybe East Side.
Maybe East Side, more towards the East Side, more up if we need to. we don't know. But, well, I mean, we do know because, we have projections and, and things. But what is critical right now is to see and help our agents navigate
right now.
The current that's it. The current way. That is what we're concentrating and focusing on right now.
And getting through the election and the timing couldn't have been
there's
crazier.
A lot of external factors that are playing into our growth pattern, which is fine. This is why we're just kind of taking it slower with Newport Beach. Once we get that going, we're just gonna kind of take a moment to focus on you guys. And that's what we're doing. We're really focusing on the agents more, trying to figure out everything that is happening. I mean, I don't know if you see all the emails from me, from Michael. Oh, this changed. Oh, that changed. Oh, hold on. We have a new form. Or wait a minute. You can't do this anymore. You can do this now.
It's so much yes.
It's fun. They are constantly changing the car forms, the California Association Realtor forms, because they're noticing inconsistencies or needs for things. So they are still changing that, and I told you guys it's going to happen for at least 6 months.
6 months,
right?
It really
at least 6 months. It's going to happen. That's our goal. That's our number one focus, is to make sure you guys have everything you need, to make sure that you guys are succeeding in this unknown world that we're dealing with. We need to see how it affects the business as an overall.
The numbers
after everything settles down. Because right now it's just kind of going up and down because nobody really knows what to do. Once it settles down, then we are still planning on growth. But again, strategic growth, because we don't want to become corporate. It's
got to work. Okay, well, that's a good answer.
No,
that was a good answer. So we're just really all kind of navigating through the different times. But the good news is, what I've noticed is, this is with the buyer compensation agreements and like all the new forms and everything, but it's just, thank goodness I have tons of loyal clients that refer me all the time, so because that's my main business, and we talked about that, and so yay for that. So people still call, so it's just people are always going to need to buy and sell homes. It's just things are just and we're just trying to figure it out, but there's a lot of noise and news, fake news, and a lot of that out there that will get settled within the next 6 months.
Everybody has these ideas, and everybody has these loopholes of getting around it or doing this or doing that, and to which I say, great, but why can't you just have a conversation first? Have a conversation first, and then use the loopholes if you need to. At the end of the day, just talk to your clients, because they want to hear from you. They love you. That's what they're working.
That's why they're calling you.
They're calling you. They're loyal. They want to work with you. Even new clients, right? It's all about us having an open dialogue, having a conversation, educating
transparency.
Them, transparency.
That's what they wanted.
Well, that's the whole settlement. The entire settlement is based on transparency. That's it. So have that conversation.
No, which has been fine so far, thank goodness. So it is. So, and I love my clients, and everything's out in the open, so it's been good. But I love you and adore you. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
And everybody's seeing your face, and you're gonna be on there, and you're gonna collab, so people are gonna see who you are. And tell everybody your Instagram.
My Instagram, I don't even know it.
Okay.
It's my name. It's Nina Zokhrabyan, and I know. Should I spell it? I don't know.
Oh, well, we're going to link it in.
Great.
Yes.
Nina Zokhrabyan.
So it'll be there. Yes, and she is out there.
I am out there. I'm actually going to be seen now. Hi, guys.
Yes, I love that. Okay, good. Well, I'm so happy you came on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Sorry it took a while to get me on.
No, it was perfect. Everything happens at the perfect time.
All right.
Mwah. Okay, bye. I'm Shelton Wilder, and welcome to Wilder Possibilities Podcast, where each episode follows an entrepreneur's journey into the transformative power of that light bulb moment where everything clicks. I call that the click. Those pivotal points that redefine our futures, illuminate paths to success, and even change the world. Now let's get wilder.